Number one then, and number one now.
You're listening to Heffron and Reep.
Heffron and Reep.
Rated number one podcast by the World Podcasting Federation and the Podcast Ranking Association. No, for real. It says it right here.
Lock it in and rip the knob off. You're tuned in to the number one show on the planet. The Heffron and Reep Show.
Hey everybody, thank you for listening to the Heffron and Reep Show. I'm John Heffron, John Reep. So there's two people on the show. There's me, John Heffron, and then there's another guy,
John Reep.
John Reep. So then what we did is we took like our last names, and we combined it. Like, so we go like it's Heffron and Reep because there's two people. So
yeah, we didn't want to go with the John show because he spells his John and I'm a Jon. It was the whole thing with branding and spelling.
This whole thing. We had a lot of researchers, a lot of focus groups, all did it. And that's what they came up with. They go, you should just come up with the Heffron and Reep. One of my eyes look bigger than the other for some reason. Like, so it's weird. Yeah, I watched.
Think Bell's palsy's coming back, dude?
I don't think so. All I know is when I watch this back, I usually listen to the Heffron and Reep on all podcast formats.
Yeah.
I don't really watch it, but It did come up in my recommendations on my YouTube channel that I should watch. I should give a Heffron and Reep just a gander. And maybe subscribe. Hit the bell if you want notifications. And then so I watched it for a second, and I know my video sucks. You are super bright and clear, and mine's like hazy, and everyone else on YouTube is super brightly lit. So I hope my square isn't pulling down the whole show in general.
You actually, today, I'm noticing it. It seems like your Wi-Fi is better. I've not noticed any kind of grainy max headroom moments. I feel like you're coming in loud and clear. You look soft, like it's a filter. But you're well lit. But is there any kind of filter going on? Not that I
know.
Okay.
If there's a filter, it's on by accident, and I don't know how to take it off.
All right. Well, you look great no matter what. Your eyes don't look weird to me. I didn't notice. You're wearing glasses, though.
Yeah, it's a new thing. I've given up. I've gotten straight on. They're like glasses I wear all the time now.
Oh, that's great.
I use them, and it's just less squinty. It's a lot less this. I haven't got those old guy things where normally they're hanging on my they're hanging.
Yeah.
They're not like those cool librarian ones that are all like bedazzled all the way down, and then you put them up. But I've also seen ones that they click together, like so it's a magnet, and then you click and you can clip them on. I don't know if I'm ready for that level, but I just wear them. I don't wear them on stage.
I can see you rocking glasses all the time. I mean, it's believable to me that you would have had them for a long time. Like, it's not like weird. When I see you with glasses, I don't go like, whoa, who's this guy?
Right. But I wonder, like, if I take them off, like, now do I look like somebody else? Because that's what every superhero does. Like, you don't now do you, like, recognize me. So what I should do is I should put these glasses on when I get off stage after my show, and then I can just walk around and people won't even know that I was the guy on stage.
Right.
I've had that happen.
Hide from the crowd or something. No, it happens to me. All I got to do is put a hat on. And so this happens. You're on stage. You're doing your thing for an hour. People see you. They're laughing. I try to run to the merch table so I don't lose anybody coming out of the crowd.
Right.
Who might want to buy something, but I always hate my hair. So I put a hat on, and I'll be standing there with the hat on, and people will walk right past me and not know it's me. And I'll say, thank you. They're like, oh, wow. How'd you get out here? I didn't know. Hey. And I think it's because I came out there so quickly and the hat.
I've been into, let's say you go and you use the restroom or something right after the show, and like a theater or and I've heard people talk about the show when you're actually like in the stall peeing.
Yes.
And I've heard that sticks with me when you hear the you don't even hear what they're saying. They could be now we gotta go. Like it's not even that. I just hear that tone.
Do you ever respond?
No, I just usually hide in the stall and then
You know what
cry.
I do? I do a preemptive strike. As I'm walking out, sometimes I'm behind people who are also walking out and they don't know that I'm behind them.
Right.
So I will just start saying like, man, that guy was good and good looking, funny and good looking.
Right.
And I'll say that. And then maybe they'll turn around and go, oh, but I'll let them know I'm there.
What if you did that with the off stage? So when you get done, people are leaving. The sound guy always plays the get out of the club music. What if you have an audience murmur so you have the song and then you hear audience murmur. So it's one track. And then you hear people just go, I thought it was really funny. You just hear that. People walking wouldn't know where that came from.
Right.
They would just hear that. Are
you doing that? Is your idea to plant that and seed in their head so that maybe they'll think it and repeat it and believe it?
Yeah. As they're walking, you just have all these random people saying random things. Like, I thought it was really funny. Yeah. I might even come back to tomorrow's show. That's all people hear.
Yeah.
And they'll turn. They won't know. Like maybe they'll think somebody's walking by.
Yeah.
They won't know where it's coming from.
This is great. Yeah. You can have make it sound like there's like hot chicks yammering about like, oh my God, it was like, did you see the bulge in his pants?
Yeah. Like, did you see like nobody would know. You would just think that there's a mic by a table.
Yeah. Not obvious, but it's like subtle.
What if you did that before the show where you just had it and you heard clanking, kind of like if you record an album and you listen to it, you always hear the people talking. If you set up the mics by the table, that's too loud. So you hear clanking and you hear a fake argument over the thing. Like, so you just have it just, you didn't say anything about seeing her. When did you see her? Well, I don't know. I was at a place before I came over here and take you here to see John Reep. Well, that's bullshit. And you literally clank, 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 and you just don't hear anything. And you just do that for the whole.
That'd be funny because people would start doing this. They'd start looking for the table.
And they wouldn't know. Dude, that would be hilarious.
We need to do that as a joke, like as a practical joke on the crowd. Like a fake art. But see, also you gotta have pre-show music playing. So it doesn't sound like it's just the crowd. So there's music, and then the music's at 90%. The fake crowd's around 10.
Yeah,
but you hear it.
But you hear it because if I had access to I don't want to go on my computer. But yeah, you just go to stock image and you do crowd at dinner, and you would get hanging. You'd hear people just
ambient noise,
random talking, and then you just have somebody. I'll do it, dude. I'll get it.
I think we should totally do it. Are you wanting to do the argument just as a social experiment, just to see what people would do? Or are you trying to look at it like, oh, I should actually use this for promo right about now? Or maybe even to set up a bit or sell a t-shirt.
I wonder how many people would hear it.
Yeah.
Right? So I guess to pull it off, if everyone's in there, you would have a fake new sound kid. Go, hey, everybody, the show's about to start in 10 minutes. Just remind you, turn off your phones. We'll get ready for John Reep will be up here in just it's 10 minutes. Just put our hands together. All right. And then you just hear, and then you would hear that same guy.
Yeah.
Go like, yeah, I just did the offstage. I just did thing 10 minutes. All right, cool. I'm going to run out to smoke. And then you just hear that. And then you would just hear.
Then you hear the table.
And then you think it's a server or somebody is back there. I wonder if that's too complex or if enough people.
I don't know.
I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna make us a track and we'll both play it.
Okay.
Like it could be if you go too long or just one couple arguing.
But I don't think we should throw it in. Okay, so I'm down with this. But in the argument, why not use that argument as a chance to plug? Like I'm saying, let's say the guy and the girl, she's like, what do you mean? Like, honey, he was on Last Comic Standing. You know him.
Oh,
like, you know what I mean? Like you're like, yeah, well, I know him from the Henny commercials. Babe, go to his website, johnreep.com. It's right there. Look, give me your phone. Like, I'm not give you my phone. I'm just going to show. Oh, who's this?
Who's
you know? You mean like it's
like who's Daniel? What do you mean? Who's Daniel? Just texted you.
Daniel Tosh.
It's just Daniel. What's he? He's like, what? What do you want to? When we're meeting up for pizza? Like, who's Daniel? Yeah.
Yeah. So, but might as well put your shit in the argument. And then at the end, so that's pre-show. And at the end of the show, music's blaring, don't forget. And then maybe that can be, I mean, that's just going to be like, where is he going to sell anything? Where's this table? Yeah, I don't know. Like, it's always one. We have a Karen, built-in Karen in our show, pre-show and post-show.
We, when we did radio here, radio in Detroit with me and Danny Bonaducci, he would do this thing right when we'd go to play a song, we'd keep the mics live. And then we'd go, whoever was popular, I'm trying to think of even an artist,
KRS-One.
Hanson, let's say, you go, do you have, God, who would be somebody that would have been a one singer?
Houdini.
Or Britney Spears. Okay. So we go, do you have, is Britney calling us or are we calling them for the interview? And we'd always go, we're calling them. And he's like, Doughboy, that was our sound kid. We'd go, Doughboy, call. It's and we give out the phone number. And it was never heard.
Oh, that's
we would give it out over the air. So a song would be playing and then they'd just hear us.
Oh, that's on the air.
Yeah, you'd hear it, but you'd think that
not on a live show, but on the radio, you did that.
On the radio. And so everybody driving then would call that phone number thinking that that's where whatever musical act is staying. And we would do it we had a sales guy we hated and we would always give out his phone number.
That's great.
So
funny.
So you could do it at the end like that, or I wonder if you could do it during where somebody just gives out a number and see if anybody calls it. I know it's high.
I like the idea in general. The possibilities are limitless of what you could do with that, Yeah,
you just need the sound guy just to say, hey, everybody, show's going to start. And then that's your permission. Everyone's going to listen. And then you have somebody start talking almost right after. I'm going to go out for smoke. You have them say, I'm going to go out for smoke if you guys need anything. And then you just have, like, you hear a server like, my table, my section fucking sucks. You just right, my section sucks. Like,
I'm not tipping that bitch.
You just hear
she's like underpouring us this whole time. I don't care about her.
Yeah.
I
wonder if people would listen.
That's funny. Okay, let's work on that. Number one. Number two, I want to know what did you do this weekend? I want to hear about some corporate event. And I got to tell you about my weekend in Jacksonville, Florida.
I flew down to Carlsbad, California. Yay. Did a corporate event for a bunch of restaurants that are located on the West Coast. And then I did this brainiac move. It was an expensive hotel, but so like I had one of those $150 room service charges.
Mm-hmm. Wait, did they put you up? They put you up
in a really nice resort. But I found that the nicer the resort or hotel, the less options for food you're going to have. You starve more at a 5-star hotel than you do at a Marriott Courtyard. Like Marriott Courtyard, you can go down to that little store and there's as much junk food as you want to get.
Yeah.
5-star places don't believe in vending machines or those.
Oh, I see. So for the junk food options are not as predominant. You either have to do like a 5-star dinner, which is going to cost you $100.
Yeah.
And that's it. You don't get nachos. You don't get chicken fingers. Yeah.
So I flew back and then I realized I lost my iPad. Brand new, of course. Like I just bought it and then I lost it. So then I did to find my iPad and it was at the resort, this place. So I call them and I'm like, my iPad's there. And the guy's like, oh, we don't see it. I'm like, I'm looking at it right now.
Yeah.
I know exactly. It's
I'm not asking you if it's there. I'm telling you.
It's literally blinking, right? You're probably sitting on it or you answered it. And then, so I kept looking for days saying like, where is it? And it kept saying it was there. Then I had to call them again and go, hey, where's my thing? And they go, we tried to send it to you, but your address is wrong. See, it's still there. and they said that they sent it out, and they didn't put the word road by where I live. They didn't put RD, so that's why they still have it. So I lost my iPad, which is awesome.
Oh my gosh.
And then what else I gotta say randomly? That's it. So Jacksonville
was good though. It was good.
Corporate, they're nice.
Yeah.
They're like, it's just
how much time did you do?
35.
That's it. That's
yeah.
great.
I got a good corporate move. When they go, are you gonna do an hour? I always go, if your people want an hour, but they usually 45 is a sweet spot where everybody's just ready.
Yeah. Ready
to be done or go out onto, and couples, your spouses were allowed to be there, which always makes the corporate event 100 times just nicer.
Yeah. Yeah. And so they put you up in a nice place. Yeah.
Super nice.
Nice food, I guess.
Nice. It's a little,
The reason why I'm bringing it up is because you did me a solid. You put my hat in the ring for next year, which I'm happy about. And that guy has responded to me, by the way.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah. Super. I mean,
it's going to be a year, but thank you for reaching out. I'll look your stuff. I gave him some stuff to look at,
People book years. I've been booked 2 years in advance.
Wow.
I've had dates that long. Yeah.
But yours was in Carlsbad. Next year, if they book me, I'll be in Hawaii.
There you go.
Yeah.
So you're going to enjoy it. So that. And then also, I got to say this now, next week, I am in Traverse City, Michigan. Our little, hey, John Reep, we were just talking about this, actually got me booked at a brand new club. And they want us to be up there when the snow thaws. But I'm running up there next weekend just for one night. Traverse City Comedy Club, October 28th. And then since we're pushing stuff, the 11th through 13th of November, back at the Comedy Castle. Then I'm at Helium the following weekend. So you were in Jacksonville.
Yeah, I was just at the Comedy Zone in Jacksonville, Florida. I have
so many questions. Can I walk through questions first?
Yeah, go ahead.
Some clubs, and I'm not saying Jacksonville is this club. These are general questions that have nothing to do with the place you're actually at this weekend.
Okay.
But some places you go to perform, there's a little bit of an energy suck that happens the second you walk in.
Right.
When you kind of question, I don't have any other skills to do anything else. I have to make this work. But you're just like, it's just gonna be work.
Yeah.
Not that Jacksonville was one of those places, but did you have fun?
I did have fun once I got into my groove. First night. All right. So Jacksonville, Florida. And I talked to Rodney Carrington about this. I've talked to other comedians about this. And anytime I tell them I'm going to Jacksonville, as a comedian to comedian, if I tell you I'm going to Jacksonville, what pops into your brain is a drunk, rowdy crowd.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's not just me. That's most comedians who've played there sort of know that that's what you're going to be up against. And I'm like, that's not going to be fun for me because I'm not drinking at all. By the way, Sober October is still intact, not one drop. And today's the 20th of October.
Have you been weighing yourself? What have your medical experiments been?
I'm down only 3. I'm only down 3 pounds, but I'm also doing a lot of muscle exercise. Like I'm doing a lot of push-ups. Gotcha. I think it's a balance. I think my waist has gone down a little bit, but I'm not hardcore into the diet yet.
Gotcha.
Like I'm really avoiding the alcohol, but I do make up for it with sugar and like chocolate. I got to get off that. But to answer your question about Jacksonville, I was nervous about it. Thursday night, light crowd. And the guy who normally I take my buddy Brent Blakeney with me to open, right? Yes. And I love Brent Blakeney for many reasons. One, he's funny. That's Brent Blakeney right there. 6 feet 7 inches tall of twisted steel and sex appeal. But normally I can tell Brent, hey, buddy, can you only do 15? Can you do this? Can you say this? Can you not say this? Whatever, I can sort of tell him what the guy. I didn't have Brent Blakeney this time. There was another guy who I'd never met before, and he was fine. He's a decent, nice human being, but he's a New York comic, and he does a lot of crowd work.
Yeah.
And his signature piece is about a dick pic. Okay. So right out the gate, there's crowd work. Now that Pandora's, for those of you who are watching this who don't understand, when you're doing comedy as a headliner, you kind of don't want comedians in front of you opening Pandora's box of like, you're allowed to talk to us at any given time. So I feel like as a headliner, I'm pretty sure John agrees with me. You earn the privilege as a headliner to talk to the audience. You don't get that privilege as a feature act in comedy clubs across the country. Now, I'm not talking about clubs in New York where it's a different comedian every 15 minutes or clubs in LA where it's a different comedian every 15 minutes. That's only a couple of clubs in 2 cities. And the rest of the real world, it's MC, feature, headliner. And the MC and feature is not really allowed to go there because what if I'm not that kind of guy? So I didn't like that, but I liked him as a dude. I thought he was cool, nice guy, decent, funny, blah, blah, blah. But it took me a day to figure that out. Like, okay, if he's going to do this every night, then I know that I'm going to have to follow it. Then I have to do A, B, and C. So you
don't have a problem saying, hey, you know what? Well, you're only up there for 20 minutes. Let's not have filler. Let's do more of the jokes. Let's not talk to the crowd. You're stalling for time. You can't fill it 20 minutes without talking to the crowd. MC. Right.
I wanted to have that conversation. Right. But I'm also like, I don't want this dude talking shit about me. You know, like Reep can't follow me, man. He told me to do this, this, and this. And it ain't about can I. It's about should I have to. You know what I mean? Can I? Yes, I can, and I will. And watch this. Should I? No, I shouldn't have to. And I used I did a callback to one of his bits. Yeah. so I'll talk about like
not to interrupt, but I'm gonna. It's a I did it. This guy, I don't remember his name, but he stands out because he went to every single table. And I bet you in 20 minutes, he talked to 10 different tables. And we'd be like, what's your name? John. What's your name? Linda. What race are you? Well, what are you? Do you guys like literally he would do, it was the same joke and you knew what he was going to do. You knew, but he did it through 10 different tables. So then when I got on stage, I had to say something like, okay, now that we've taken the census, I'm just going to give information now. I don't need you guys, your work's done. It's annoying.
It's annoying. I didn't say anything because I didn't want him talking shit. Yeah. So I'm like, I avoided it. But like I said, as a human, he was fine. So that was one little thing, but that was nothing. There's a couple of, actually the shows were really great. I was very surprised because normally I do have to deal with a drunken crowd. There was a second show Friday was a little bit, but I don't remember exactly what it was. But I remember being proud of myself that I handled it in a good way. And I forgot what it was. But I didn't drink. The great thing about doing the Comedy Zone in Jacksonville is the club is in the hotel. Mm-hmm. So you literally, it's a 30-second walk from my room to the stage. Yeah. And I told the guy running the room, the manager of the club, I said, text me when you light the feature.
Right.
Text me when you give him the light. And then that did that every night. And I would just walk down and watch him do his last bit about a dick pic. And then I would go up there and do my thing. And then I would leave. I would either go back to the hotel room with food or I would go out and sell stuff. This time I told you last week I felt bad that I didn't go out and talk to the crowd in Raleigh. I did go out Thursday, first show Friday, first show Saturday. After the second show Saturday, I got paid. I got paid before the show.
Mhm.
I already packed up. I packed up everything. It was in my car.
Oh, you
And
drove. Nice.
After the show, I got in my car. I said, thank you. Good night. I walked out of that backstage door. Got in my car, started it, and drove 7 hours home.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I got a text from the manager about 30 minutes after my drive. I was out of Jacksonville. And he called me. He goes, hey, man, I got your sliders. You forgot your sliders. I said, he said, do you want me to bring them to your room? I go, I'm out of here, dude. I want you to have those. I got those for you. I'm going home.
So the audiences were good though, because here's what
they were good. They were, yes, they were better than I thought they would be.
I think people are still appreciative that there's live things going on, but here's where I think there might be a problem. I was bouncing around YouTube like I do, where I watch kind of a lot of podcasts. Like I watch like 5 seconds of them, 5 minutes. Mm-hmm. And there's a lot of comics I don't know that have podcasts, but all they do, there's literally, dude, 45 podcasts that every podcast is nothing but talking about Joe Rogan. There's right. Literally like nothing, like there's comics that just every time I turn it on, I play a drinking game of when they're going to go, Joe Rogan's the GOAT. And then they break down what his thing is. Right. And like I don't, it's crazy how many podcasts there are, people who the podcasts are talking about comics or breaking down. And I think people, the audiences think they're being educated on comedy. So now everybody even has more of an opinion, right? So remember when you'd get heckled in the 80s or 90s, it was just somebody going, ooh, 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 like doing RC, like they were really dumb right. heckles. Yeah. But now everybody, when you get heckled, they're trying to figure out what was wrong with your bit or what group of people will be offended and how that doesn't pass. It's exhausting. That's why I'm becoming a cobbler. I've just decided. I
haven't had that experience, although sometimes I feel that might be happening. Like I know what you're saying. The audiences are more educated on how comedy works, in general. So
are they though?
Or
I think they think they are. There's only 4 or 5 comics that they like. If a comic club puts up, who would you like to see here? It's going to be the same 5 people. So everybody's kind of basing all their comedy on how those 5 people do comedy. Mm-hmm. And there's a billion more comics. Yeah. And styles. Yeah. Not every comic, you can do a whole set without your dick pic bit.
Right. Well, I told him too. I was like, I have a bit about a dick pic.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, you should do it. I'm like, but you're doing it.
I had a guy, a feature come up with, he had musical cues. As a feature, and I was like, you gotta. I'm not following music.
Yeah, you can have one in the beginning, and that's it. You can't have a bunch in the middle or the end.
He was that fellow was mad at me.
Hang on, I gotta show you this. The Alan Jackson. I just text you a video, and if it's in your phone, great. I don't know if you have the time right now to play it for us, but it's a video of I took a video of something that happened in Jacksonville as soon as I got there, and I thought I would share it with you. So just got to Jacksonville, Florida, staying at the lovely Ramada Inn. I got the Mandarin suite, baby, and if I look outside my window, Jacksonville, Florida, everybody. Come on and raise up. Here we go. I don't know what is going on. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cops. We got a guy down here. And I just got here. It's going to be a great weekend, everybody. Comedy Zone, Jacksonville, Florida, tonight. Tickets at johnreep.com. Bicycle. So that was, I hadn't even unpacked my stuff yet. I'm like, there it is, right outside my window. And I saw the guy pull in. Like, he had pulled in. Like, I'm in the back of the hotel, right? Yeah. Not a lot of people back there. I parked my car, I grabbed my bag, and I see this dude before the cops got there, pull in and park and just sit there. And they had a handicap placard too. And I'm like, okay, how do you do? And then just went up to my room, and then I heard, I go, oh shit. They had that dude in handcuffs. I don't know what happened. That they were out there for a long time, searched his car, pulled him out. There's a lot of cops.
I had in that same room, because I saw the computer desk.
Yeah.
I had a birthday. I don't even know how old I was, but I was there on my birthday. And at that computer desk that you just showed, I got a Hostess cupcake from the vending machine at that place. I had a Hostess cupcake at that table. That was my birthday. Just me eat the cupcake
by yourself.
Yeah.
Well, if it makes you feel any better, I was by myself. I was nobody in that room. I would grab my chicken wings. I would come back. And it was really a contest as to what would kick in first. Me finishing my chicken wings or the sleeping pill working. Right. And I would just pop it and start eating and watch something until I passed out. And then I'd get up and do yoga or go to the gym. I managed to do that.
I was going to bring that up to you. So yoga, I think we should do a Zoom yoga thing.
All right. I get my boy Travis Mahaffey to do it. He's a certified level 2 DDPY instructor. I'd Zoom with him every day.
You're still doing it, huh? Yeah, because I was thinking Michelle said that she would do it. If we want to do it, we could just do yoga for people that travel.
But
what?
I mean, I'm still not that flexible, but I am getting better than I was. Yeah.
So, so you're drinking.
Wait, hang on. I'm also going to be in Jacksonville, North Carolina this coming Friday. So I'm going from Jacksonville, Florida, one gig. Next gig, Jacksonville, North Carolina, place called Hooligans. And then on the 23rd, I will be in Bolivia, North Carolina at a theater. So those are my next gigs. Yeah, still not drinking though, John. Still not drinking.
I'm going to plug mine one more time. November 11th through the 13th, I'm at the Comedy Castle. I'm saying that because there's this other gentleman who's right next to me, and I don't want to have 30 people at my show, and this guy have 3,000. So
we're not say his name, are we?
November 11th to 13th, I will be at the Comedy Castle, a place that just assumes that you're taking care of yourself and is not asking for vaccination things. Maybe another venue is.
Oh, good.
So there we go. That would be there in the helium 17 through the 9. How many people have made that mistake flying into Jacksonville, like North Carolina, when they're supposed to be in Florida? Like there's a comic thinking he's performing at the Comedy Zone and just bought the wrong ticket to the wrong place.
It happened this weekend. A guy came up to me after the show and he said, he was laughing. He says, my friend thought you were in Jacksonville, North Carolina this weekend and drove there. Like this guy told me that. I said, well, I will be there next weekend. Tell him to just hang out for a week and I'll be there. So that does happen. And I did this. I bought tickets for me and my wife at the time to fly into Springfield, Missouri.
Yeah, that one's really confusing.
But we had bought tickets for Springfield, Illinois.
Yeah, that one, I did that. There used to be a comedy club that was like not hooked up to a bowling alley, but an arcade or pool hall. I think it was a funny bone. I don't know. Yeah. Two guys hold it, and then the owner would get on stage and sell his he had like glasses with the logo on it. and that was literally like 20 minutes of the show. And he had a stretch PT Cruiser, you know those things? Yeah. And it was like they were like really, it was a dad and a son owned the club, and they were just exactly who you like. They were awesome. I'm not making.
They were. Yeah, I remember fond memories of these dudes. Yeah, I didn't dislike them.
It was like a pool hall, though, right? Yeah. Or an arcade. It wasn't a bowling alley.
It was kind of like the John is
yeah. So, but I did the same thing there. I landed. I'm like, and then the driver's like, "Well, where are you? Are you by zone 6?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm standing at zone 6." He's like, "I'm standing at zone 6." He's like, "No, you're not. Yeah. I'm the only one in here." And then it's, "What airport are you at?" You're like,
And then what? So then you had, was that the day of the show or day
Yeah,
before?
it was something like that. It was so long ago. I don't remember.
Mine was day of.
Yeah.
Now I remember because this is when I used a travel agent. Okay. This is before the internet and everything else. I had a travel agent. No, it was a lady named Dusty.
Oh, I used an Amy Bernard Herman.
I bitched her out.
Right.
She was like, I screwed up. I owe you one. I'm like, well, guess what? I got to get to the other Springfield. And luckily it is driving distance. That's another weird thing. It's like 3 hours away or something, 2, maybe 3.
Yeah.
And we rented a car and I drove and I got there and I told them delay the show. And so the show was delayed from 7 to 8 and I got there and did 8 o'clock after driving. But it was crazy. I made that mistake. Easy to do.
So I have where's our
Heffron and Reep. Subject change.
I got big plans for the show, but I was thinking about this the other day. A lot more than I ever had, right? I was thinking about my age. I was thinking about money that I have saved. I was thinking about how long do I want to hustle for gigs, right? Like, when does it end? Like, if you've done comedy for 30 years, you're kind of still, at least I am. I've considered myself as a comic is like a jobber, almost like a plumber. You show up every day, you do the job. And then there's other people ride waves and get really famous for a second. Then that works easy, right? It's because all the theaters are calling you and you just like, this is never going to end. But we know guys 20 years older than us, it all ends. and you hope you were smart with some of that money during that time. But it's kind of thing. So then I started freaking out about that. But then luckily how my brain works, I started thinking about this, and I would like to get, if the Alan Jackson is listening, because we're kind of all the same age. There's a skill, John, you probably don't have just because you haven't started it yet. Do you know how to play piano?
No.
You actually might, but okay. But you don't know how to play piano.
No. I took lessons as a kid. I know like a couple of things, but
not a skill.
Yeah.
So we are our age now, but think if we picked a skill this weekend, 20 years from now, we've be at that skill for 20 years. Think how good you would be at that skill as an older person.
Right. At 69 years old, I would have mastered something in 20 years. So
here, and this is where I got to get other dudes, and I've lost. I'm gonna try to find it on my Facebook. Here's the skill I think that we pick. Okay. And then we can kind of from here start breaking it down. I'm doing a thing to find it. I think we learn how to cane fight. Because
so random, dude. I never thought
we're going to have canes. We're going to be old guys. We won't be weird being an old guy with a cane.
Yeah. No. Right.
So if we had, and my internet is being weird, if we had, and I can't pull it up on my Facebook page, yes, I can, learning how to cane fight, we'd have 20 years of cane fighting experience by the time we're going to need the cane.
Right. So what you're saying is you're prepping ourselves for confrontations that we think we might get into at that age with our canes, and we will be skilled enough to use them in a deadly manner. Like if it's a staff in karate, the staff. So this is what I posted on my Facebook page. I said, I'm already looking for what cane I want to use when I'm older. The hidden knife one is winning so far. And so many people, 350 people responded of what type of canes they would have. There's a market. There's this guy. I'm not full sword with fart machine and handle. Jamie Collar, very funny comic, but I like the fart machine. Yeah. Oh, that's
fun. Great. Just sit down. Somebody want one with a hidden bag of weed. I recommend the James Bond special designed by Q. There's one that has a pool ball on the top. There's one that has a built-in taser at the thing.
Oh, that's cool.
There's one that you can use. So I don't know if you guys want to. I think we all pick a skill.
Yeah.
And we kind of start working on it together, just as Alan doesn't even want to play trivia games with us. So, and I'm giving him an excuse to bow out now.
No. I'm totally into. Actually, I'm all for the cane fighting. I actually would like to learn that.
Right. So, like, if you scroll through just to some of the comments, there's some like I didn't think there's so. The one I'm noticing that I see a commercial for is called the Hurricane.
I was going to bring that up. The Hurricane,
where you can't tip it over.
Right. It stands. It's like a quad pod. It's got like 4 legs at the bottom of it, so it actually could stand.
Yeah.
I like the idea of the Hurricane.
Oh, so the one that you're showing, which if you're listening, you can't see. They have ones that have flasks in it, so the top of the cane.
That might be me. That's like a telescope or a microscope or a telescope.
Oh, that is a telescope. Yeah, because somebody put this one. You can keep an eye on your old lady, so you can have a telescope on the top.
Oh wow.
It just seems like you can get away with.
It's a great thing to. If you're not going to use it for fighting, you could use it for storage and other kind of stuff. Oh, that one looks cool.
It's like a dragon, but you could use it for. Or I like the one that you twist it and then a big knife comes out.
Yeah, I like that too. I definitely want a knife or a hidden weapon inside of it, like the sword. I know some of them are, you can pull. That's a whole sword. It could be a knife. I've seen ones that are shotguns. You can make a gun, dude. I mean that bend could be where the trigger is, and that could be a full on just a one shot gun, one bullet.
They have that, and then what I saw Ann scroll through, they have a taser that sends 1,000 volts. So just the taser right there. 1 million volt stun gun, walking cane with flashlight. Like, so why would you just...
Yeah.
And then
John, you lose stuff quite a bit. Are you worried about getting this expensive cane, then losing it for getting it at a resort?
No, you know what I would do? Is because here's where I think we got to do a shift. And all three of us, we're young now. We are in the adolescence of old age, right? We're the young old people. Yeah. So we have a lot of so we got to start forward thinking instead of backwards, right? We're not 30 anymore. Going back in time, wishing we did this and this, that doesn't exist. Okay. So looking forward, here's what I think. So we come up with our own kind of canes. Okay. We'll like Heffron and Reep canes. We'll find a distributor. But then, like my reading glasses that I have the little hook, we have a way that the canes hook just onto your wrist so you don't ever lose them. And you can do the cool thing like where you throw the cane out and the guy thinks he's going to get hit and you just pull the cane back because there's a wire hooked up to you.
Question.
Okay.
Is there such a thing as a retractable cane?
Don't know.
Okay. Have you seen the CNI canes that blind people use?
Yes.
They can fold them up, right?
Oh.
They can fold them up. I want one that I can retract and put in my back pocket. You know what I mean? Like a cane.
Oh, yeah. They have the CNI. Those are pretty small. And you just have a holster for it.
Yeah. A holster.
But I would have, maybe you have.
What's this we're looking at here?
This one, he's Jake Mace. He's my only school is $5. Yeah, for $5, we can get this guy's cane fighting system.
Oh, he has an online school for how to fight with a cane.
Yeah, wow. Dude, we should.
He's on a golf course.
He's showing you how to punch with the cane.
Yeah.
See, so let's say, okay, so if he's doing cool moves with the cane and he's drawing the cane back like a sword and he just hit the guy in the face while he's holding the cane. So if he's at a retirement community, if the three of us are living with each other and this guy's 60, we're going to get our ass kicked because he's already a couple weeks ahead of us.
Right. Yeah, he's young too. So he's got 30, 40 more years of this.
Yeah. I feel like we're already behind the 8 ball on this, and we really need to start now and catch up because I'm already kind of nervous of what my life could be like in 20 years if I don't know how to cane fight.
Yeah,
exactly. And what if the government is just going to, right? The government's probably going to say you can't have canes.
Right.
Probably what's going to happen is the government is going to take it. But can we get a black belt? Oh, that was you. You can't. He just did a sweet move.
Yeah,
he did.
He's flexible too. This guy's flexible. We're not going to bend like that when we're 70.
We got to
bend like that now.
Yeah, it's a thing.
I don't like his tank top. I don't like his tank top. It's like
I already the guy is suspect because he looks like he's going running.
He looks like a younger, like more handsome, little flamboyant Will Arnett.
Yeah, and the cane he has, it looks like an umbrella, like the umbrella. That's another thing.
Oh, look, he's doing like wizard moves now.
Yeah, but if we learn cane, then it's almost like if you learn Spanish, you also know Italian. So I think if we learn cane, we can also learn umbrella. So we're expanding our reach a little.
Agreed. All right, so I'm going to start thinking of my own design for a cane. I want retractable so I can hide it in my pocket or a holster. I like that idea. And
now there are videos, and I'll pay. It's called. I sound like I was stuttering. Budo cane fighting. There is one that comes across my Instagram all the time.
Okay.
But I wonder if there's a hurricane training video. If not, we should maybe make it and make like certification.
Yeah, agreed.
Like we certify people to be masters in the hurricane martial arts training system.
Yeah, let's get on that. I mean,
like I think there's some here. I know we're just making it up now, but I think, and then we can open up cane schools.
There's probably a cane or an umbrella that you can stuff into a cane, right? Because now I'm thinking,
dude,
like the umbrella cane combo, right? That's 2 in 1. So now you got an umbrella and a cane, but then you can't retract it.
Dude, we're not reinventing anything. Like the Penguin had his umbrella.
Oh, right.
That stopped bullets. So this exists, but either way, in reality, we don't know how to cane fight.
Cane fight. So we need to learn the cane fighting.
We need to know how to cane fight or what type of cane to carry.
So I kind of like the idea of having a cane that you could fight with, but if you get into a really tough situation, again, it's either got a knife or pistol or something inside the cane.
Yes.
So you kind of pull like an Indiana Jones move where you're just like, you know what? I don't feel like fighting this guy. I'm just going to.
Right.
Like what was the movie with a gentleman, the distinguished gentleman?
Officer and a Gentleman?
No, there was a spy movie. It was really violent.
There was no cane fighting in an Officer and a Gentleman.
Yeah.
I don't remember anyway.
Well, if you remember, he took the umbrella and he pulled the fire escape down and climbed up it.
Oh, that's true. He did do that. Yeah.
Is that an Officer?
No, that's Pretty Woman.
You're talking about the is it the Kingsman?
Kingsman.
Yeah, the Kingsman. Yeah,
dude, we got to get to that level. But I think it's practical. The world is not safe now.
No.
And having a cane, I'm thinking maybe even a cane that has a ball on the top and you hit a button, the ball moves and you just see a red button. Now it's up to the person's imagination. You don't tell them what that red button is going to do. You're just like, listen.
Hey, buddy.
Hey.
I'm going to blow us all smithereens right now.
I have technology. This red button will text your, because he's probably younger, the guy robbing you. And keep in mind, we'll be like, old. So you ever go, all your texts are going to be sent to your girlfriend and she's going to know everything like that. Like something that would really be like, no, don't do that, bro. Please. Yeah.
Dude, what about like a red button that you press? It calls in an airstrike, like a drone. Like you hit it, and then here comes your drone that's just been hanging out up there, following you around this whole time.
Because they have that on Amazon. I saw they have these robots now that are on. So it's a Roomba, right? Kind of like a vacuum Roomba, and then it has an iPad on top of the Roomba, and it's a robot. Right. And if like your alarm goes off by your window or if a sensor goes off, the robot will go over to that window and you could see if anybody's there and it'll patrol your house while you're not there. And it'll,
I need that for my mom so bad because my mom will leave her phone in the living room where I'm sitting in a recliner, which reclined and comfortable. And she'll walk outside to do something and her alarm will go off. And now I got to get out of the recliner and go find my mom and hand her phone, which is mobile, which she could have put in her pocket. But I guess I need a robot to just deliver it to her. That'd be good, like a Roomba.
Well, I'll look into it. I don't even know where to begin with this. So I was thinking we need to learn skills because this is the time now. We're in our 50s. By the time we're 70, we could rock out. Like, are you guys into making ships and bottles? Anybody? Nah. Okay, so no to that. We need a club so we can have accountability. So we can be like, hey, John, show us your ship in a bottle. Hey, Alan, how's your project? So we're going to need something all three of us agree on.
We
Card
basically
counting.
say we're forcing ourselves to learn this skill by kind of
Pickpocket, like
a self-defense skill or just some sort of life skill that might make money, a hobby, or what do you mean? Like when you said the cane defense, that's to defend ourselves. Now you're saying a skill to earn money in our old age?
Well, we're going to be broke because that's a whole nother thing I want to talk about. Like, I don't know for this podcast, I had a guest that was going to come on. I have not saved the amount of money that I should have for somebody my age. So I want to know, how do you catch up if you haven't, or do we have to start living a life of crime to catch up? Like, we might have no choice than to start a very small crime syndicate.
Okay.
So
that being said,
and then we have the canes, and then if we're 70 and we're all at rest homes, we can just figure out a way, just like the mafia, how we can kind of like milk everybody who's in these rest homes, because they're not thinking about cane fighting right now.
Right. No, they're not.
See, we're ahead of a big group of, like, we are. Yeah. So this is where it is.
Mm-hmm.
Like Magnum, maybe a cane where we just like it. It's one of those clippers, those long things that you can use to pick up things. Maybe we just steal people's pills that we like in the rest homes, and we like
pills are only going to get more expensive. They're going to be more valuable.
People are always going to want drugs.
Yeah.
So we'll take any comments. If anybody who's watching this has comments, want to design.
Dude, this is a great idea. What we should do is like maybe we come up with a crime syndicate where we start hoarding pills for our old age. So we're not taking Oxycontins now.
Right.
We're just collecting them.
We're hoarding them.
Yeah. So like in case of emergency,
red squirrels. Yeah. We'll hide them. Yeah.
Break this. And then let me, like when I turn 70, I got a lockbox. Go get this lockbox. Get me the contents. I'm going to start selling these pills in nursing homes on the black market because they're not going to give you as much as you want.
Or it's like a time capsule for yourself.
Right. Even for you, maybe you want it.
Yeah, you're wasting cash. You could probably, if you wanted to, you could find ecstasy right now if you wanted. But at 70, your ecstasy supply is probably going to be probably not around.
Right.
So you might as well grab a handful, throw it in your time capsule.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Time capsule.
Yeah.
You've opened up a lot of.
There's a lot of
I haven't really thought about, but
there's a lot of windows and doors that like I think I got off subject. No, so I think back to maybe designing a cane fighting system.
Okay, let's start with that. We'll do baby steps.
So we got to find somebody, or maybe we'll start finding. I'll start looking for a few videos online, and we can kind of like self-teach.
Yeah,
I'll find some cane fighting videos for the next show. We'll show them.
Everybody's self-teaching now with YouTube videos, so I'm pretty sure if you find a series of cane fighting tutorial videos, we should be okay.
Well, I'm going to reach out to our local dojos here in Hickory and see what senseis teach staff, and I feel like they could incorporate staff to cane and maybe take some classes.
Because is it weird? Would you
exercise?
If you were just walking, just anywhere, and you saw a gentleman in his 70s, because I'm not saying younger people, because I don't trust them. But if you see somebody in their 70s and they have the cane like we just saw that looked like your standard umbrella cane, it wasn't even cool. It was just a piece of wood, just old school Charlie. But you had one in your back, like a ninja wears his sword. And then a guy walking with another cane. Would you assume he has a backup cane? Would you just be like that guy?
I would assume that, yes.
You wouldn't think, oh, that's his extra sword cane.
Right.
You would think nothing. So I think you can get away with a lot of stuff just with a cane.
So here, I want you to see this. So this is this video is 5 reasons why the cane is the most powerful self-defense tool. So there are dojos teaching cane-related.
And this guy's got the word Cobra. He's got the word Cobra on his shirt. Anytime you see.
Oh, yeah.
Is he going to show us cane stuff, or is he just going to talk about it? So he has Oh, so he's got the candy cane, but both ones we've shown literally look like candy canes.
Right.
And
It's
he's
your
just
classic cane. Yeah. Most common cane there is that classic candy cane shape.
Yeah.
and I used to have a bit about it, but it's the same like Christmas paper wrap and paper tube, same type of weapon, same. You get the flinch, but I think but okay, so canes are the most powerful. But I think where we all make money, fellas, is we create our own cane. First, we create the cane to sell. Then we create we scare people into thinking they need the cane. So then we start a big thing. If you don't have a cane, probably
cane, where you at?
Yeah, you're probably going to. I wouldn't leave your house if you don't have a cane. So we make it, and then we say the government's going to take away the canes, and then we're selling nothing but canes. You know what I mean? We just make a cane like this. Cane is so deadly you can't sell it in North Carolina.
So we become masters in cane fighting while also hoarding canes.
Right.
To sell canes to people who can't buy canes.
Who don't know they need canes yet. But we're going to create a cane demand.
Yeah.
Yeah. There'll be a cane shortage, but we'll have the canes.
We'll have canes just we'll have it in like a U-Haul place.
So, hey, every time I leave a Cracker Barrel now, if I see a cane, I'm taking a cane.
Grab it.
You start to
see a cane, take a cane.
Or we could start, or maybe then after shows, because we're in pre-production of our cane crime syndicate.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe, John, we start selling cane follow me pins. So that way we know who's in the club.
Ooh, like a little. Oh, okay.
Okay. And by the way, this is by no means making we're not making light of anybody who needs a cane to actually use it to help them walk. This is for
we know we're going to need them.
Well, yeah, I think we can be smart enough to know that if we have all the hoarded canes, I would feel better if we at least could identify those people who really did need canes, and we'd probably make some arrangement to get them a cane at a better cost.
Yeah.
The people who are just wanting canes to fight, like we are using, those we sell to premium. So
right. I like it.
Would you if you're just walking in the street, like I think that I don't like those World Star videos that have like street fights. I mean, I like watching them because I'm always thinking about violence. Yeah. So they're good to know how fast they are and what a real fight looks like. Right. So, but if you just saw two gentlemen in the street cane fighting, you would stop and watch.
Yeah.
Like it would
especially if it's like straight up swordsmanship, like fencing.
They're gentlemen. They're not just,
not just haymaker in it, but like honestly got the hand on the hip and they're like on guard.
It's like it's like Hamilton 10 rules of dueling. It's very, there's a certain way, but then once you get called out and you have to cane fight. Again, talking about just not caning, which third world use that is horrible. I'm not talking about caning.
When you first said cane 30 minutes ago, I thought we were talking about sugar canes. Until you said to walk. I was like, oh, right.
No. Yeah. We're going to design. Yeah. Canes are, you wouldn't know. I bought one of those picker-upper trigger thingies.
Yeah, my dad had one. Yeah, they're addictive.
You use them once as a joke, and then you're never not sitting with it nearby because it grabs everything.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, they need to be better, but the technology could improve. But yeah. All right, look, we got to wrap this one up, though, man. We're at an hour. How do we end this? Hey, go to heffronandreep.com and write us a nice review on iTunes. Become a Patreon supporter. Lots of ways you can help the podcast. Subscribe.
Also, listen, October 28th, Traverse City, Michigan. I'm doing comedy. Also, November 11th through the 13th, Comedy Castle in Royal Oak. Then the 17th through the 19th, Helium Comedy Club in Philadelphia.
Boom. Shakalaka. And I'll be in Jacksonville, North Carolina, and Bolivia, North Carolina. And then I'm just going to be hanging with the fam. I'll be on a cruise ship in November, though. Reeps Peeps Comedy Cruise. Probably too late for you to get your tickets, but never too late to subscribe to the Heffron and Reep Show. Do it.
Next week, I'm going to reveal my Halloween costume, and we might have prototypes for our Heffron and Reep cane. If anybody knows how to make any, get a hold of us.
Next week I will come in here in my Halloween outfit.
So will I.
Okay.
Right.
Bye, everybody.
Since you love the Heffron and Reep show, please go to iTunes and let them know. Rank the show and leave a comment. We don't care what you write, you know. They, Heffron and Reep, have low self-esteem. So please validate